All right, this is Epic Exit Signs, and as you can see, I've got a box here. So we're gonna go ahead and open that up and see what's inside. So before we get started here, I did just want to bring up a few questions that I've gotten asked on some of my videos regarding the next exit sign setup, or people just asking me to demonstrate certain pieces of equipment in my collection, and that is still something that I would really like to do. Unfortunately, being in college and away from my collection for most of the year, I haven't had a chance to get around to that yet. Also, with getting ready to graduate college, I'll be moving out of my parents' house for good here pretty soon, so at that point, exit sign setups are probably going to stop for the foreseeable future, and I would still like to continue making videos, so I'll probably move into more videos focused on demonstrating certain pieces of equipment or unboxing videos, collection updates, things like that. So as always, do let me know if you have any video requests, but I did just want to address the lack of exit sign setups, and yeah, we'll get right into it. So like I mentioned before, we are going to be unboxing a new piece of equipment here on camera. I have not touched this box. I haven't seen what's inside. The only thing that I have done is I've obviously covered up my address with a piece of the script from the 1980 movie Airplane, which by the way is a banger. If you've never seen it, go watch Airplane. But yeah, we will just hop right into it here. I don't have my pocket knife, I just realized, so we're gonna be using this mini flathead screwdriver. So I'm gonna just try to kind of prop my camera up, maybe do some like time-lapse action type stuff, and we'll see how this turns out. So as you can see, after that very convoluted unboxing, we've got a Lithonia Quantum, the newer LED version, and you might be thinking, what's so cool about a Quantum? They're everywhere, I see them all the time, and I will show you. So I did go ahead and undo the latches here, but we'll take a quick look here at the model designation. So as you can see, we'll start right here. This is an ELM6L, so already a higher capacity Quantum, not the typical ELM2. B, so with black housing. U-Volt, which I assume stands for universal voltage. It can probably take 120 or 277. LTP, which I'm actually not entirely sure what that stands for. And then right here, SDRT, which I think is the coolest part. So SD is self-diagnostics and RT is remote testing. So this piece of equipment here can actually be tested with a laser light from a distance. So you don't have to hit the test button to test it. You can have this mounted pretty high up and just test it from the ground. So that's pretty cool. I did also just notice it looks like this was supposed to go to a Wingstop in Burlington, Washington. So if any of you live near Burlington, Washington and frequent Wingstop, you can let them know that I have one of their emergency lights. But yeah, we'll go ahead and open this up and take a look at the unit itself. So when you open the box, this is what you get. So you've got the unit itself right here, which is actually a little bit bigger than I was expecting. Definitely bigger than the standard ELM2. I mean, there's my hand. So not a tiny unit by any means, especially for these newer Lithonia products, but such a high capacity unit. I'm sure they need all that space for the battery and whatever other hardware they fit in there. And I think all of the mounting hardware and things like that are contained within this unit right now as well. And I also got just the instruction manual. Looks like they give you the same instruction manual for both the ELM4 and the ELM6. Like I mentioned, this is the ELM6, so the higher capacity version. And yeah, so we will go ahead and open this unit up, take a closer look at the inside, and then we will go ahead and test this thing out. So I've gone on ahead and taken off the mounting plate so we can get a better look at the inside of this unit here. Taking the plate off was pretty simple. You just push down on these two tabs down at the bottom and the mounting plate just pops right off. This is the mounting plate. So as you can see, you've got all your wiring here. So similar to like a dual light easy plug unit, you just do all your wiring right here, get the plate hooked up to the wall, and then essentially you just plug the emergency light in right down here at this bottom white connector point thing, and then your emergency light is fully operational. So taking a closer look at what we have in here, I figured out what LTP stands for. So that is actually a lithium ion battery. These are standard with nickel cadmium batteries, but this unit right here has the lithium ion battery. And yeah, otherwise you've just got your circuit board, obviously your wires running to the lamp heads. It's actually a much simpler unit than I thought it was going to be. It looks like this does not have remote capability, which is interesting. I assumed that it was going to because my other high capacity quantum units do have remote capability, but I guess that's something that they've done away with in recent years. And interestingly, even looking over here at the instruction manual, it doesn't seem like there's an option for remote capability on the ELM6s, but I could be wrong there. That's just what it looks like based on looking through the instruction manual real quick. So as you can see right here, we've got our model number again. So again, ELM6L, B, U volt, LTP, SDRT. It also looks like, again, from the instruction manual, it looks like remote testing is now standard on these self-diagnostic units, which I did not realize. So that's pretty cool. Also, unfortunately, the remote test laser is sold separately. I'll have to see if I can track down maybe a laser light somewhere else to see if I can demonstrate that feature at some point. But unfortunately, it looks like we're just going to have to demonstrate this using the standard test button. But that's okay, and we'll go ahead and hook this thing up to power. As I was wiring this up, I noticed this really strange sticker down here. It just says to insert green board, and then it has some instructions on inserting what looks like a separate circuit board. So I don't know what that's about. If anybody has ever seen this before, please let me know, because I have never seen this. Oh, forgot to connect the battery. All right, so we've got an amber light here, which means the battery is charging, so we are off to a good start here. One thing that I will mention is I really like this unit overall. It's pretty bulky, which I like on newer emergency lights. It feels like it's relatively high quality, and I know Lithonia is not always known for their quality, and it's certainly super bright, which you'll see here in a second. But one thing that I really do not like about this is this self-diagnostic icon. Like, I cannot imagine trying to test this unit if you didn't have the instruction manual and trying to figure out what all this means. I mean, you can hardly see it with black housing. So one way that Lithonia could really improve this product is just by putting this on a white background, because you cannot read what this says. I mean, you probably can't even see it zoomed in on camera. It's just kind of ridiculous. So I just wanted to point that out. If anyone from Lithonia is watching this video, that's a pretty simple way that you could improve this product, at least on the black housing units. But overall, I'm pretty impressed so far. So we'll see how this performs here in emergency mode once I let this battery charge a little bit longer. All right, it's only been an hour, but I'm impatient, so we're gonna go ahead and test this unit out right now, even though it's still charging. If I hit this button once, it should go into a 30-second self-test. So we'll hit that right now. And as you can see, it looks like it is working perfectly. Those LED bulbs really do pack a punch. I mean, you can see what they're doing up there to the ceiling, and these heads aren't adjusted really in a way that they would actually provide a ton of light in an emergency, but I can definitely tell this unit would do some damage in a power outage. So we'll just wait for this unit to wrap up its self-test here in the next few seconds. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty impressed with this unit. Hopefully at some point I'll be able to get a remote testing demo as well, so you can see how that works. But yeah, very cool.